Whoa.
If anyone knows what that song is, write in to the podcast.
I bet Scotty Cameron knows.
You bet Scotty Cameron, of all people.
We've talked like mid-2000s, sort of like new metal-ish, so I bet Scotty knows. Don't mind. I'm just making noise. Don't worry about it.
You're making noise. You can't make noise on the podcast.
That is what we do.
The podcast. Welcome back to Jump
on the Wagon.
Let's try it again. Oh, nice sound effects.
Jump the wagon.
Jump the wagon.
Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Jump the wagon.
On. Welcome back to Jump the Wagon On. This is the show where we watch through the entire DC animated universe from start to finish.
DC animated universe.
Whoa! In the controversial airdate order.
Controversial.
We heard that song in the car on the way here.
Like
and now,
in the driveway.
Yeah.
40 feet from our destination.
Yeah, on the way here.
And now it's become a whole, like, it's become a cover song or a parody about, like, having medical issues.
Anything you're currently doing.
Or anything you're doing. It's fine.
I was breathing air. Whoa! Anyway, to view the shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1990s, Brian here has never seen any of the DCAU besides what we've watched so far for this podcast.
Which I think you definitely need some rewording for.
What should it be instead? I kind of agree, but what should it be?
Brian here has seen some episodes.
Okay.
And then we can end the podcast.
The initial gimmick was that Brian has never seen any of the DCAU. You. Whoa! But now he's seen 46 episodes.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I'm feeling accomplished.
Yeah.
By the way, do you want to finish your spiel?
Yeah, I do. Whilst I have seen them all a million times. Oh, I thought you were turning my microphone down. Whilst I have
turned your microphone down. You're welcome.
Brian!
Oh, yes?
Whilst I have seen them all a million times and know everything there is to know about the DCAU, question me and die. Whoa! Is that the new...
Yeah, probably.
Whoa! Anyway, we recommend you watch today's DCAU episode before listening to this podcast to get the full experience out of our discussion.
What is today's episode?
Well, you'll find out in a second. And please, if you send in mail or leave a comment, do not spoil anything past this episode for Brian.
That's a good addition.
Yes.
That's a new addition.
It's something I haven't said in quite a while, and then I get mad at people for spoiling things, but I haven't iterated in a while. A while. What are you doing?
Wheel. Turning my phone to silent because I'm a professional.
Today we're watching Harley and Ivy.
Harley and Ivy!
That's good. That everyone hates that already. I promise. We're gonna do it 16.
Somebody is gonna send in a voice message with the same thing next week. Whenever.
I'm the listener. Whoa! Brian's plot prediction from last episode was that this was the first meeting of Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. I think
that guy's an idiot.
A little more sexy than that was your prediction, but
what?
And I kind of shot that down because this is 1993 Fox Kids. We can't have any of that.
This is not Fox Kids.
Sorry, Fox. Oh, it is Fox Adults. Information about the episode. Let me get to it. This aired Monday, January 18th, 1993. We skipped 7 days.
That's a lot of days. That's a whole week.
Fox. Almost.
I'm playing with your wallet.
I see that. You can go. It's an Exter wallet. We're sponsored by Exter. We actually are, though. But I don't remember the URL. So, Exter something and use our code that I don't remember.
And then buy me a wallet because my wallet's actually falling to pieces and I could use a new wallet.
They sent us 2 free wallets to use in promo videos. I kept one. Maddie kept one.
Where's mine?
Get one. No, I said 2.
Yeah, where's mine?
This is the 56th episode produced and the 47th to air. That's a little different, isn't it?
Oh,
this was
wow.
written by Paul Dini.
Hey!
who previously wrote Pretty Poison, Heart of Ice, Joker's Favor, Mad as a Hatter, Almost Got Him, Joker's Wild, and The Laughing Fish. Directed by Boyd Kirkland.
Kirk Boydland.
It's Never Too Late, Joker's Favor, Pretty Poison, Nothing to Fear, Appointment in Crime Alley, The Forgotten, Perchance to Dream, Beware the Grey Ghost, Cat Scratch Fever, I Am the Night Terror in the Sky, Joker's Wild, and His Silicon Soul.
Not to mention...
Fred Meyer Juice and whatnot. Or Kirkland is Costco?
Kirkland is
Kirkland
Costco.
is Costco. What? Not to mention what? What? The music, speaking of, is by Shirley Walker.
Who wrote...
supervising composer for every episode. And Peter Davison. Not to be confused with Pete Davidson. This is Peter Davison's only credited episode.
Whoa.
I think only episode. Now, I thought about going... I did this for upcoming episodes. We're in person, by the way.
I was going to say a thing, but then you had to finish your spiel.
Yeah.
Which is why I can turn down your mic. Whoa! Sucks for you. Oh, I turned mine
You
down.
turned both down. We were lost in space there for a second.
Yeah.
No one could hear us but us. Anyway, I was going to go and I did this for future episodes as I put the composers, like what other things they have composed before and since Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of give you more perspective. Peter Davison had nothing interesting to his name. So I'm not really sure. Sorry, Peter Davison, if you're listening to this. I'm sure you did some cool stuff. I just didn't recognize the name of any of it. Okay.
Dude, sorry.
And animation by Dong Yang with layout by Tokyo Movie Shinja, TMS.
TMS.
Dong Yang was responsible for Joker's Favor, Nothing to Fear, Appointment in Crime Alley, Eternal Yapth, Two-Face Part 2, I've Got Batman in My Basement, The Forgotten, The Dog Walking Around the Room, The Cape and... That was a good episode. The Cape and Cowl Conspiracy, Perchance to Dream, Night of the Ninja, Twiger, I Am the Night... Almost Got I'm, Terror in the Sky, His Silicon Soul, and The Laughing Fish.
Which was the last episode.
Yes, also written by Paul Dini.
That we had guest listener Keen Machine on.
Keen Machine.
Which if you haven't heard, go listen, because Keen is so keen.
I like having guest listeners.
Me too.
Sometimes we have guests not listeners. As you'll find out in the coming month or something.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that one plays out.
The heck just turned on? Or is that an airplane? I thought your AC kicked in. I think it's an airplane.
It was an airplane! Whoa!
Let's go watch. What is this? Harley and Ivy. Let's go watch Harley and Ivy. I almost forgot what we're watching.
Good work.
Good riddance.
Goodbye.
More like the Green Day song. Goodbye.
Bye.
I wasn't trying to get caught.
Could have fooled me. Hey, aren't you that plant lady, Poison Oakie?
Ivy, Poison Ivy.
Sorry. Harley Quinn, pleased to meet ya.
This is not a good time to get acquainted. Freeze! Any ideas?
What you got in the bottles?
Plant toxins from the museum lab.
Good enough. Heads up!
Stop in the name of the law! Not tonight, baby. Get in the car.
What car? Oh, that car. Yes!
This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
If you're listening,
Whoa! We figured out what the song was.
And it's going to be our new intro. That's what Kimmy wrote for us.
That was Kimmy's song. Thank you, Kimmy, so much. It sounded like Kimmy Eats World. Whoa!
no.
Hey, so what happened in Harley and Ivy, baby?
Joker's an asshole.
That's every episode. Especially in this.
Harley Quinn is definitely being abused. Poison Ivy takes over, and she's still a badass. They become the new crime-fighting duo. Batman fails to catch them, and so does the Joker fail to catch them. And then, it's not Roberta Colindres. That's from the Alice Isn't Dead podcast.
Okay, I was trying to figure out, like, where did you pull that name from? He was trying to think of Renee Montoya.
Alice Isn't Dead is a podcast you should absolutely listen to. It's a story. It's like a 3-season story. Anyway, Roberta Colindres is a great voice actress. I can't remember her name.
Renee Montoya. I just said it.
Oh, God. I was thinking Inigo Montoya. And my brain just kind of like...
My name is Renee Montoya. You drove on this road. Prepare to die.
Prepare to be arrested.
Prepare to be arrested by a not man.
Yeah, so Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy get together. They're a great crime duo, and they get away with a lot of...
The queens of crime.
The queens of crime.
The new queens of crime,
New
as opposed
queens.
to whatever they were before.
Old queens.
Old queens.
And
Red Claw and Catwoman.
And then they make some heists. Joker comes to get Harley Quinn back. They all lose. A couple of henchmen die. Batman
They go, whoop, better get out of here. And then the entire county explodes. And we're like, I guess they're okay.
Yeah. Batman takes Sleepy Joker, puts him in the Batmobile.
He was just so tired.
They drive away into the sunset. And then Roberta Colindres captures Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, takes him to jail. And that's the end.
I was trying to figure out what that little schmutz on the table was that you just
schmutzed away.
You unschmutzed it.
Yeah.
What is it? Pencil eraser?
I keep a tidy house, as you can tell. Yeah.
Would you like to hear the official synopsis?
No.
That's
okay.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the listener does, though.
Oh, yeah. After being booted out of the Joker's service, Harley Quinn forms a partnership with Poison Ivy. By day, they're housemates and best pals. Wink, wink.
We don't really see that, though.
By night, they're a deadly duo billed the new Queens of Crime by the Gotham tabloids. The Joker has a fit when he hears of their Thelma and Louise-style crime spree and sets out to get Harley and, more important, the loot she stole back. Not back, but at all. Batman has also figured out where the girls are, and both he and the Joker arrive at Ivy's hideout, a model house built over a toxic waste dump, to have it out with them. In an explosive battle, Batman takes out the Joker and his men, but a surprise assist from Officer whatever you said,
Roberta Colindres,
helps the Dark Knight finally collar Harley and Ivy. The end.
Had pretty...
Sorry, a dog is licking my knee all of a sudden very vigorously.
That's Max.
Oh, that wasn't you on the other side of the table.
That could have been.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Should we go back to this? Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
What
do you think? What do you think of the episode? You thought the animation was terrible, and I don't understand. This is like the first time we're having like a solid disagreement, I think. At least since Man Bat.
My knee is getting licked vigorously by a dog.
Oh, that's me.
Oh my God.
You feel it? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? But yeah, you were like, okay, so I will admit, there are moments in this episode where the Joker has a big old chin, or he closed a door and they like reanimated the door every frame for some reason, redrew it every frame instead of just having that part freeze or be on a different cell or whatever.
Yeah.
So the door is just vibrating under Joker's hand.
Yeah.
A couple other
There's
moments.
people moving and expressing in very Gumby like impossible fashions.
Bit. But other than that, like I really like the fluidity of that kind of stuff in some of the moments where it's it's more cartoony than realistic, but I think in a good way, to me anyway. And then I also just like how on model the characters look besides Joker's chin in that one scene.
Joker's What does his chin look like? It was like a trapezoidal marshmallow.
It did have a very distinct, like, cut off tip.
And like a circle end.
Yeah. The end was like a cylinder that was chopped off.
Señor Doorstep chin.
Yeah. Well, it's as if his face is designed to hold his giant smile, but when he closes his lips all the way, his chin stayed in the exact same place. So he has this like crimson chin.
The crimson chin.
Yeah.
It is crimson chin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, sorry. I was like, I don't have any other 90s cartoon.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da.
What? Joker is an average kid. He's not at all because he murders people. Harley Quinn was an Ivy.
I was going the other way.
Harley and Ivy. Always stealing all his shit.
Except they didn't steal the shit.
He just wanted it anyway. Yeah, I don't know. This is a good episode to me. I like it.
Yeah, it's a solid episode. Yeah. I'll give you that.
What did you just disliked that I don't know. I think it's just funny that we watched so many episodes that are ACOM or Blue Pencil or whatever, where it's just like what am I looking at? This is so weird and bad. But then they're like anything bad in this one, to you by your definition of bad, to me was just like, that's art, baby. That's an interpretation of physics or whatever. I don't know. Batman landed on the two thugs and his feet like dug into them like Play-Doh. And I thought, okay, that was a little weird. Maybe their suits were like really thick. Those guys are actually really skinny.
Yeah,
Joker makes them wear like 60 suits on top of
super thick Play-Doh suits.
Yeah, the podcast title. Okay.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, I feel like we've had some good ones so far.
Yeah.
Trapezoidal marshmallow chin or whatever.
Yeah, just all of those combined.
It's gonna be a long one, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the thing for me is like the art seemed different.
Yeah,
like
it's weird because it's like a company that's animated several episodes already,
but it seems lower class than they've done to me.
I disagree. It's just different.
Wait, this is your microphone volume, right? Cool.
Yes.
So anyway.
I'm just every time you talk, I'll just put that on. No.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're on brand.
Yeah. I'll just scream. I mean, we can get off of animation if it was bothering you.
It wasn't bothering me. It was just like it seemed kind of
sloppy or whatever.
It was just a bit sloppy.
Yeah. I don't know.
But you loved it. Why did you love it?
I don't know.
For the same reason that you loved Man Bat.
Down Leather Wings. Yeah. No, I don't know. I really like the push and pull of animation, like the weird the physics that are just slightly Looney Tunesy to the point where it's still like they're not doing anything that's physically impossible, but they are. It's a little more interesting looking than just like if I don't know, whip my arm through the air as a human that can only move their bones and his muscles in a specific way, versus like the cartoon might have a little bit more of like a
elasticity.
Fling. Yeah. That's the right word.
You're welcome.
Gumbiness, I believe you said earlier.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that was months ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Longer ago than months, apparently. The music was pretty good. It was hard to hear under your air conditioner, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, but it was still the same song over and over again.
It was, yeah. But, that one, yeah. Oh my God.
Are you tired of this now?
Turning off the podcast already. Yeah.
Are you just gonna like duck those down to like minus 30?
No, that's too much work. I got story finale stuff to do. I can't turn down volume on podcasts.
I mean, turn down for what?
Bop-a-dup, bop-a-dup, beep-beep boop, beep-beep boop. Yeah, there was like I don't know if it was there's a theme for like Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn team up theme or something that played a lot like in the museum when they're stealing stuff and when they're doing their crime spree and at the end.
It's all like, Timmy was an average kid.
Joker blew up everything. And his henchman, I guess, got away.
Can we talk about the henchman?
Sure. Rocco and Henshaw are their names.
Oh, Brigadier Crenshaw?
Rocco and Brigadier Crenshaw, yes.
Oh my God. I was amazed at that. I was wondering, like, there's a point where Joker he's got his Tommy gun. He's just like firing willy-nilly into this toxic waste dump that Poison Ivy lives in. Mm-hmm. And Batman's like, "Hey, you're gonna blow us up," which is what he sounds like.
You lunatic! We're sitting on a keg,
powder keg.
Powder keg, yeah.
Anyway, so like the whole place goes up in flames, and it like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy have already gotten away. Batman is there with Joker, and
Batman hides behind a wood pallet.
He's just behind a little piece of plywood, and he's like, "I'm safe here.
I'm fine. I've already survived cancer water. I might as well."
Oh God!
With my mouth open in the water.
The worst like Powerade, Gatorade style beverage, cancer water.
It's the only color on screen. Everything else is black and white. Yeah. The cancer water, which he escapes from because he's Batman.
Because he got out of frame.
Because he left our view so he could get out. Yeah.
So he could break the chains.
He's Batman, man. Come
he's
on.
Batman. Whatever.
What are you gonna do?
But it was like, yeah. So there's like behind in this like flaming toxic waste dump, which is just exploding constantly. There's Batman, the Joker, and these two henchmen. Joker like passes out or whatever. Batman runs to grab him, puts him gingerly in the Batmobile, and then they drive away into the sunset. And we just don't see the two henchmen.
They were behind Joker when there was a front-on shot of Joker shooting his fireworks gun into the. It just had like explosion. It was art, man. It was art. When Batman says like we're sitting on a powder keg, they look at each other behind him and then go like whoa and run away opposite directions behind Joker.
Oh, I didn't.
But we don't see where they go. That's the last we see of them.
They go into the flames.
Oh, you're right. I better run into the fire and die. Now's my chance. I can get away from Joker.
We were just having this nice meal, and now we're going to go run into the flames.
I feel like maybe subconsciously I've noticed this or I read something about this in the past because it seems like something I knew but forgot about was like why is Poison Ivy's kitchen stocked with like a bunch of turkey and stuff?
Is it?
Like that's what they're eating. They've got like a big ham and a bunch of other meat and stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, they're eating it.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about because there's a scene where Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are eating, and it's like
a bunch of vegetables.
Yeah.
But when the Rocco and Brigadier Crenshaw are there, Rocco and soy Brigadier. I don't know. I can't do this. Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life and Brigadier Crenshaw are eating food. On our table, there's just a bunch of like it's just a big Thanksgiving
spaghetti too, though.
Yeah, there's a bowl of spaghetti. Yeah. Did they just have that in the fridge? Maybe for Harley Quinn, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe they brought it.
It does remind me, though. Speaking of meat, because the hyenas were eating meat. The hyenas are introduced in this episode.
They're a character.
They'll come back many times. Yeah.
Oh, what are their names?
Bud and Lou, like Abbott and Costello.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Like you punch the microphone.
Yeah, I accidentally had on my way. The cast: Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Robert Costanza as get up on the Hydra's back, Bullock.
Rocco.
Oh, right.
Which, so last episode, Laughing Fish, we noticed he was credited as Rocco in the credits instead of Harvey or Detective Bullock.
You're right.
But Rocco is in this episode. However, on the DVD, he is credited in this episode as Detective Bullock.
So I was right.
So they've
per the credits
for this episode, Harley and Ivy, in which Detective Bullock does not appear. He is credited as Detective Bullock, but for the Blu-ray they fixed it and made it Rocco. But then also for the Blu-ray, they did not fix Rocco in the Laughing Fish credits, which should have been Detective Bullock. You see what I'm doing?
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred. Mark Hamill as the Joker. Ingrid Olu as Renee Montoya, whatever you said.
Roberta Colindres.
Diane Pershing as Poison Ivy. Neil Ross as Chairman. I think that's of the Peregrinators Club.
Oh, yeah.
The main head dude or something. He was previously just kind of like a background actor in a couple episodes, like uncredited. So I don't remember if I've mentioned this, but he apparently voiced Green Goblin on Spider-Man the Animated Series. So Green Goblin was just that guy in this one. He also voiced Dr. Doom on the Fantastic Four animated series in the 90s. He was also Norman Osborn and Sandman in the 80s Spider-Man animated series. So that's the thing.
He's been around?
That was cool. And Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn in the end. That's the whole cast.
Wow. That's the whole podcast.
That's the whole podcast. Goodbye. We got a decent amount of trivs.
Well, give me some trivs.
Ivy's natural immunity to poisons, such as Joker's gas in this episode, was first referenced in Almost Got Him.
Oh.
She walks up to Batman with the pumpkins. You remember?
God. Did we talk about that in that episode?
Probably not.
Okay, good.
Nat, you're not immune to poison like I am, she says as she's pricking Harley Quinn's arm. The Harlequin diamond. Harlequin diamond.
Lean?
Yeah, you're always on the lookout for the signs.
I'm not on the lookout. They just come to me. They scream.
Triceratops.
They're in it.
In this one.
Also, why would you have a value amount on something in a museum?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a museum be like, this is fucking expensive.
Yeah, you should steal this one, is what it says. The frat boys in the car are based on Bruce Timm, Eric Radomski, and background supervisor Ted Blackman. There's the one with red hair is supposed to be Bruce Timm. Okay. I don't know why he has red hair.
What was what did the third guy? He just made some sound effects.
Yeah.
It was
Awooga.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that sounded like Kevin Conroy to me doing that one.
The thing for me, it's really ironic because that's how I got my girlfriend.
Hey, awooga. What?
And actually, that's how I got James's heart.
Yeah, I know.
We were sitting across the
big bus desks.
Across the hallway, and I just went, "Hey, is your name Jamie?" And he went, "Oh no, my name's actually James." I just went, "Whoa,
not anymore, bitch," he said.
And then you said, "Break."
Yeah, it's 2:00. Stand up. When Harley lands on the museum floor, she licks her finger and holds it up to test the wind. However, she is still wearing her glove, so this wouldn't work. I think that was the joke, trivia person.
Wow.
That's not how that works. In the commentary, which we did not listen to, but you noted that existed, it's pointed out that in one scene with the Bat-computer, Batman is typing on a surface that has no keyboard.
I didn't notice that.
But you were like so perplexed of what he could possibly be doing with his little scraped sample of rubber. Yep, a car was here.
Yeah.
It sort of made more sense why he needed it or whatever.
I guess, but it was funny that it was like the car peeled off left tire tracks, Batman went up to it with a knife and was like peeled up some rubber. It's like,
It just happened to be like saturated with poison or whatever. Otherwise, like he would have no purpose to do that. Like to find if he didn't think they were at a poison place. Why would he do that? Like, oh, this car's been in dirt.
Also, like
somewhere where dirt is.
The sheer like friction of driving to a location,
burn it off,
and then doing like a burnout later.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be like there's poison gas left on this rubber comp. No,
it's Batman. He can figure it out. The Bat-computer tells all.
That's not how that works.
In the scene where Batman is fighting the Joker's thugs at Poison Ivy's hideout, the girl's car pulls out of the driveway. In the next frame, Harley and Ivy are gone, but the car is still there.
I didn't notice that one.
Either. In the first scene, when Batman chases Harley and the Joker, they run through a stoplight that has the red light where the green belongs and the green light where the red belongs.
Wow, that's impossible.
Missing all these things. Now we're past animation. See, that was all the bad animation. There was no other bad animation. The scene where Ivy reveals her car is a tribute to a similar scene from Tim Burton's Batman 1989. He pulls a big thing off the car. I don't think that's necessarily in reference to Batman. I think that's just the thing.
Yeah,
she has
that's
like
a stretch.
Like a turf blanket over the top of her. Maybe that's not the right.
It's a turf blanket.
Let's not call it that. A plant blanket, a grass blanket, whatever, over the top of her car. Like, was that an actual plant? I knew there was gonna be a car underneath, but it almost looked like she was like, get in the car. What car? And then there's just a plant car. Like, I made a car out of plants because I'm Poison Ivy.
No, it's like a ghillie suit for a car.
The police didn't notice a car-shaped bush right there.
Yeah, in the middle of a toxic waste dump, this perfectly sculpted
No, it was right outside the
car
museum.
Oh, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I changed my locations in my head. I'm sorry.
In addition to that, Joker's long barrel gun that Harley passes him during the car chase at the beginning of the episode seems
That's
pretty similar to the one
an
Joker
89.
used to take down the Bat-Wing.
I noticed that.
Except it has a big bang sign that comes out. There's a lot of firsts in this episode. We got the first hyenas.
Like
Mark Aquino.
Mark Aquino.
The hyenas. We got the Joker flower having the gas instead of a big swordfish
going through the window.
And we got the bang gun. The bang gun comes back quite a bit, which kind of which kind of made me like a little confused why he would be so confused about it. What? Even though that's just like a thing after this. But anyway. The tune that Harley hums while laying the table is the theme
Jimmy
of
Eat World.
What? Yeah. Mammy. This is an unfortunate name. Mammy Two Shoes from the classic Tom and Jerry cartoons. That's the very offensive black woman that owns Tom.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow, my brain blocked that out.
You only ever see her legs or whatever. Yeah.
Do you only see her legs? Because I feel like I can see her face.
You might see her hands like put down a milk bowl or something.
Maybe.
Whatever it is, it sucks. I hate it. Anyway, classic movie references in this episode. The plate of Ivy's car, Rosebud, Citizen Kane.
We saw that.
Ivy's tribute to the closing line of Casablanca. Louise, I believe this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And the woman jerking her dog's... That's when they drive away from the museum.
Yeah.
The woman jerking her dog's leash to avoid the Joker's car, a reference to the scene in National Lampoon's Vacation. Don't know if that's on purpose. Half of these trivs, I don't totally agree with.
Yeah, they're a bit reaching, I think.
We got a couple left. During the initial airing of... Okay, this one I could not confirm whether it's true or not, which... I don't know where, like, a lot of these just don't have sources, and I hate it. I would like to know where this comes from, but it says...
Cite your sources, people.
Yeah, during the initial airing of this episode. Didn't you learn this in high school English class?
Yes.
During the initial airing of this episode, the Joker refers to Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy as busy little beavers. It was changed to busy little bees during later airings. The original line actually made it in, but the staff decided they'd gone too far and chose to alter it at the last minute.
But... Oh?
It's when his hand is vibrating on the door. He's like, well, you've been busy little bees.
Isn't like busy as a beaver a saying?
Yeah, but it's like vaginas. I don't know. Harley Quinn's first ever comic book appearance is cataloged in The Batman Adventures number 12, which was the tie-in comic to this show. Cover dated September 1993, in which she is teamed up with Poison Ivy. Because of Harley Quinn's present-day popularity, an original print of this issue, depending on the grade, goes for upwards of $6,000 to $10,000.
Why?
Yeah. Because it's Harley Quinn's first comic book appearance.
But... Wow.
Which is nothing compared to like the millions that like the first Superman comic or whatever would go for, but it's still pretty impressive. Like it's annoyingly impressive because I don't own that comic. Yeah. I own a reprint of that comic that came out a couple years ago because they were doing like a big like Harley Quinn whatever anniversary, 25th anniversary or something.
I've always wondered what my like I had a Marvel comic collection.
Yeah.
Not a big one, but like I was reading Marvel comics back in the day. And I don't remember when I got rid of them, probably in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I was one of those that like, if I held on to that, I was actually with my housemate Cooper going through my Marvel cards, which I still have. And he's like, has some website. He's like, oh, you should like look up what those are worth. And some of them are like actually valuable enough that I'm like, maybe I should sell those.
Should it kept, well, and do you still have those ones?
Yeah. Do you want to see them?
Yeah.
Do you want me to get them right now?
I don't know. What are they? Where are they?
Marvel cards. They're in the closet.
Oh. Yeah, well, we have to now. Get those cards. Whoa! Okay, while Brian's gone, I'll just let you know, everybody, listener, Dylan Pollock, Sock Puppet Accounts. Brian says that the animation in this episode is bad, but he's wrong. And I need you to back me up in the comments about how... That's him over there. He can't hear me. You need to tell him. You need to tell him that he's wrong. Take your time. If they're not there, they're not there.
The thing I'm confused about is they're not in the box labeled X-Men cards.
Oh, that's no good.
I'm feeling like really confused. What the fuck? Alas.
We found them. They were actually about 2 feet away from me in a tub.
Instead of in the box labeled.
The barks.
The barks labeled.
These are pretty cool. There's a bunch of X-Men cards. You can't see them.
Just hold them up to the microphone. They can see them that way.
Oh, I like these. Like, you got Magneto, you got Deadpool, you got Vision, you got War Machine, Nightcrawler, Red Skull, Spider-Man. Those are cool. I'll look at them more later when it's not an audio podcast. But it reminds. I went to the place where we filmed the story finale. The guy held like a comic swap meet thing, and it was just this giant. Like, I was expecting like, oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna be like 2 guys there with tables, a couple cardboard boxes. It was like a full like small Comic-Con sized thing going on inside that place.
In smaller bus?
Yeah.
At the building that we
building we filmed in, being very secretive about this.
Yeah.
It was like I walked in, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of people here. Like a lot of people shopping, and I bought the Alien shirt that I wore last time I was here. I got there, and I just bought. Oh, I got this little Batman for my.
I was looking at that while we were driving.
And then, a couple other things. But yeah, I was like just really surprised. Oh, I bought a Batman the Animated Series, 3 of them. They had 3 little metal like mint tins with Batman, Robin, and I think the other one was a different Batman pose of like Batman the Animated Series candy from the time. And I was like, well, I have to, like, I saw them on the first table, and I was already sort of talking to that guy about Watchtower Database stuff, and I just, well, I have to have these, and just bought all 3 of them. And then I've been accidentally collecting Batmobile Hot Wheels. I don't know if I've mentioned that on the podcast or not. Where like I get them as stocking stuffers, and so now I have a collection of Batman or Batmobile Hot Wheels, and so now if I see one in the store that I don't have, I go, God damn it, and I have to buy it, and so my wall is just full of pinned up Batmobile Hot Wheels, and I came up to a table that was like half just Batmobile Hot Wheels, and I went, oh no, but then it turned out it was about 5 different ones. Copy pasted, like he just had like accidentally over the years bought like a ton of each one of them, which is what I actually end up doing a lot on accident too. I go like, do I have this one? I don't think so, and I come home and I do. But he had like 2 that I didn't have, so I bought those. I was like, oh, thank God. And they also had a DCAU Justice League Batman toy there, and so it was like a cool, like just unexpected random thing going on that Sweet. I will definitely be going to each year if he keeps doing that, because that was really fun. But there was a whole table full of binders of X-Men comics, and they were all or X-Men cards, and they were really expensive. So you probably have a decent amount of money in there if you ever want to get rid of them.
Really? Yeah. Maybe I'll put you in charge of that.
Don't do that. Joe put me in charge of selling his old Spawn action figures, and I still haven't done that. They're just sitting in a box in my attic.
Maybe I won't put you in charge of that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
I'll just find one of those vendors and be like, what's it worth?
I'll just find those Spawn action figures.
So listener, if you like, thanks for listening to that random rant.
Yeah.
What the point of that is if you find any little Batmobiles or any action figure things, send them to Jamie.
Send them to Jamie. Anyway. Cool effects.
Keen and cool?
No, it's cool.
Cool. Oh, sorry. We said it was just, that was a one
for
episode.
The Keen episode. Yeah. I do kind of like the sound of Keen effects, though.
It's pretty keen.
It is very keen.
It's very keen.
Let's do you want to change it? Do you want to make it Keen effects? Let's do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Is it K-E-E-N? Yeah.
Of course it is.
K-E-A-N?
No. K-E-E-N.
Okay.
Keen.
Yeah, Keen effects. There were the lasers in the diamond place.
That was some of the coolest for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was like, I think it was, I think when we talked to Dan Reba about like, because obviously they're having to do all of this like physically. There's no digital like things going on yet. That I'm pretty sure that's some sort of like crumpled up tinfoil kind of thing, or like like a foil of some kind that like you would see on a holographic card, maybe.
Like one of those cards.
Yeah, like one of those cards that the listener can't see at all. That they're like shining the light onto or through or whatever.
That's so cool.
That stuff is way more fascinating to me than any like. I did it with the computer. even though it's just like it still requires talent and time, and that shouldn't be like shrugged off or anything. But it's just like, oh, that's so neat. That's tinfoil or whatever.
Yeah,
it is. Like, I don't know.
Clever.
So keen.
Clever boys.
I don't remember anything else though in this episode that was keen effects.
There was a bit of animation that I really liked where Poison Ivy...
you liked the animation?
Just one.
Piece of work. Oh,
Thank you.
Your eye's looking great, by the way. I threw hand sanitizer in Brian's eye about an hour before our podcast.
Yeah, you sure did.
And I did it on purpose because I hate him.
It was great.
Let me set the stage, listener, okay? Where we ate, there were flies everywhere. We ate outside, flies, okay? You got it? I had sticky hands from beer and Japanese cuisine. Lean, keen cuisine. And then I went to put my cup away, realized I had sticky fingers, just like the actor who played Blade in Blade the series. And I went back and got hand sanitizer. Brian walked up and went down on top of it, and it squirted all over my hand. And I Hulk smashed. Yeah, and then I just instinctively flung my hand out, like to just put it on his like chest or neck or something, and it just went directly into his eyeball. And he was down on the ground like Gollum, clutching his eyeball, screaming like to himself, not very loud. He was going, "Whoa, my eyeball!" And he was like, "Water," and I felt so fucking bad. And I went and got water. And then, like, he's pouring water into his eye hole and all this stuff. And, like, now you seem okay, but it was a good 20 minutes where it was just not good. Things were not good.
I mean, I'm not going to let you live it down. It's fine.
I know. I told you could throw whatever, like, other things in my eyes as retribution, but
that's definitely like the literal definition of an eye for an eye. But let's not do that.
It'll be like a slap bet on How I Met Your Mother, where you're like, I won't see it coming. You'll do it at some point, but I'll never get to know when I'll have hand sanitizer thrown into my eyeball.
It's still pretty tender, admittedly. The weird thing is, it's like in places where I don't think it could have gotten into, like. In like here and like back here,
the water
is the
pushed it back
bit.
Farther.
Maybe
soaked in.
It's fun.
Anyway, any other keen effects? I don't think so.
Oh, so I didn't finish saying.
Oh yeah, I completely railroaded your thing.
There's a bit where Poison Ivy's like walking out of the shadows in the Peregrinators Club. And it's just a really good like reveal kind of thing. It's almost like if there was like, I feel like there's like a swinging light that was like, she was in shadow and then the light swung forward and it was one character and it swung back and she was just Batman again or whatever.
That would have been really keen. It
would have been so keen.
Batman's usefulness in this episode.
Not great.
No. The first thing he does is get fucking owned by Harley Quinn oh, you want my car, do you? Well, here's half my car. And then he just almost falls off a bridge and he goes, "Oh, you fucking guys," and they get away.
Yeah.
And then he's chained up, like he bursts through the window. "I've got my gas mask on. What are you gonna do?" "Well, I was already holding this Audrey 2 in my hands and I'm gonna throw it at you and it'll tear you up." And then in the next scene, when we fade black and fade back in, you're going to be chained to a table also covered in like tanks and other heavy objects.
Oh, it was household appliances that are like stereotypical, like of the time, like womanly, vacuum cleaners and that sort of thing. Nice. Also, I thought that was really interestingly sexist on Poison Ivy's part, because she's like normally like so freaking cool.
Yeah.
But she was like, I bet you didn't expect a couple of women to get you or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like remarkably shitty. I feel like that's not on brand for her.
You don't think it's like feminist? It's more just being an asshole?
I mean, I guess there's like toxic femininity.
Yeah.
I guess there would have to be.
But what is off brand about it? I feel like it's pretty like, yeah, because we're cool.
Well, I feel like it was off brand in the way that
it's rubbing off.
Making it happen.
It's coming.
Off-brand in the way that like she's normally like very sincere about the things, where she's like, where she goes in the Peregrinators Club and is like, "Oh yeah, what, like women aren't cool enough for you?"
Outdated sexist thing.
Yeah, and then like she makes this big assumption that like Batman assumed that he couldn't be beaten by women, which is just
I guess he didn't say anything like that or do anything. Yeah. I like Alfred being like, "Oh, choosing a date, are we?" or whatever.
See, that was sexist.
Oh, I see they both have boobs, Master Wayne. Yes, Alfred, I have also noticed.
I can't help but notice that you're swiping right.
He was, I think.
I think so. Is that the good way?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm also dyslexic enough that I can't understand, like...
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you're about to say.
Yeah,
you're
it's like
swiping to the right, but you're technically moving...
From the left.
From the left, yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah. I had a really quick tangent. I had such a bad time with that in the dark room today. I was making some prints for an upcoming show.
I was on Tinder in the dark room with my girlfriend right next to me.
If anybody is in Big Bus and you feel like coming to an art show pretty soon... Check out the Eugene Darkroom Group. Tip Apricot. We're looking at you. We're doing our community chest show. Let's do a shameless plug.
Is it coming out before, or no, is it happening after this podcast comes out?
Oh, God, it's like the 12th of August. I can't remember the date.
So it's the day of this coming out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd have to check. I'd have to check the flyers. But if you just look up Community Chest 2022, I almost said 2012, you'd probably find it. But anyway, so yeah, making some prints. And I had that same problem where I was like, oh, this print is off center. I need to move the easel like in space so I can like center my print better. And the idea of, okay, it's sitting here on this piece of paper. I see how off center it is. I need to slide this thing beneath the light source shining down in order to actually center. And I just like my dyslexia was like, okay, if I move it this way, no, that's absolutely the wrong way. So I have to move it this way. No, that's absolutely the wrong way. And I just kept going back and forth trying to like, I literally had to ask for help because I couldn't understand direction.
After Effects has this keen feature. That I'm being sarcasm, where it's if you like horizontally flip the layer, then when you are using the arrow keys to move something left and right, it moves it the opposite direction, or up and down or whatever. And I never remember that every single time this happens because it's so infrequent, inoften. I wish that was a word I like to say.
It's inflammable.
Inflammable. I hate that. Anyway, the flammable and inflammable mean this. If you haven't seen the TikTok, they mean the same thing. Anyway, or just go like, okay, why isn't it moving? Oh, God damn it. Like, it's moving the other way. Also, I was just thinking, and editing James will realize this if this is true. I'm pretty sure we moved on from keen effects to Batman's usefulness. And then I said, any other keen effects? And then you told me about the Poison Ivy Peregrinators
We never did Batman's usefulness.
What's the usefulness rating
Pretty
scale?
bad.
Yeah. I give Batman 2 bang guns out of 10.
Wow, that's pretty funny. I was also going
pretty funny.
I was going for 2 as well, and I was wondering if you're going to say the same thing as I did. But mine's not actually that funny, so maybe I should think of a funny one.
What was it going to be?
Well, I was going to say two chained up hyenas. Out of 10, but
that is 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. But like, I should do 2 new queens of crime out of 10.
Ooh.
How about that?
Where the 2 Joker's socks he can't find out of 10.
2 bowls of unseasoned, unsauced spaghetti on Joker's head out of 10.
2 beet juice smiles.
2 Batman going down with household cleaning appliances.
Down, huh?
Superheroes don't do that.
Yeah. What was it? Why did they have to show Harley Quinn arranges the plate of food into Joker's face,
and they flash
the Joker's face like, yeah, I know. I understood that it was Joker.
Because not everybody is you or me or everybody who's ever seen the show.
It's a Fox Kids.
There's bound to be someone who didn't understand. They're like, oh, Joker, I get it.
Guess. I don't know. It just felt a little bit like
patronizing.
Yeah. Like, thanks for showing me.
Oh, the Joker, really? Is that who that was? Cool.
Were you dreaming of beans, perhaps? Books or hip hop? The books are hip hopometer. I'd say
hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way too. And do we put this on our top 10, Brian?
No.
Solid
episode.
It is a really good,
good storytelling, engaging characters, questionable art, not top 10.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I think it's close, but I still have 10 as I Am the Night, and I think that was a really strong, emotional, episode. Like, it's gonna be hard for me to push. I say that it's gonna be hard for me to push that. I think one of the ones we're watching this weekend's making it on my top 10.
Spoilers.
I think another one after this session is gonna be pretty high up there. But anyway, it's so far there's not been like. I mean, it sounds like this. I didn't like this episode as much as I did, but it's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Oh
God!
It was coming up. So you better get this party started.
It's coming up. It's coming up. I'm gonna see Gorillaz this next month.
Oh, I'm jealous.
You
told me
tickets
before that you were going to a gorilla concert.
Yeah,
but it says a Z at the end. Yeah.
It does. Are you gonna get tickets?
No,
you should get tickets.
I'm going to Maddie's wedding.
Maddie should know better than getting married while the Gorillaz are playing. Is it the 14th?
No, actually, it's the week after that.
So why don't you go to the Gorillaz?
I got work to do.
You can go to the Gorillaz show for one night.
I can't.
Jessica, just tell him.
No, she's not going to hear this for months.
Maddie, just tell him.
No, they're not going to hear this for days.
Keen, just tell him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I talked to Keen every day.
Dylan Pollock, just tell him.
Dylan Pollock. Everyone's Dylan Pollock if you think about it.
Batgirl fangirl, just tell him.
We're going to go to the future now for some Yoppie Mail, okay?
To listen to all the people I just listed, plus
whoever else.
Scarface Nate.
No,
Scotty Cameron.
Maybe. Scott Steele. Probably not.
Probably not. Scotty, where'd you go?
Yeah,
what about my old bandmates, Grant and Brad? Where are they?
Yeah, what the heck? There was actually, I was trying to think, I was like, is Scotty still listening to this podcast, I wonder?
Probably.
And then we were talking about Blue Man Group a few episodes ago, and I said, oh, there was a drum corps instructor of ours that was in the Blue Man Group, and I don't remember his name. And then just out of the blue, we hadn't texted for weeks. Scott just texts me, Jeremy Gill. And I'm like, oh, yeah, thank you. And then
That's
also
awesome.
the most recent text exchange with Scotty, or after that.
Wait, you're talking about Scott Steele?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was just out of the blue, Steppenwolf is the dumbest name for an evil alien. And then I said, and the coolest name for the band who did Born to Be Wild. In fact, it's the only name of that band. So, yeah. We have our moments, you know.
Good for you.
Let's go to the future. Right now!
Okay!
Go to the future. What? Oh, wait, is this after Yoppie?
Amazing.
Amazing. It's time for mail. What?
No. Is that this episode?
Yeah, it's this one.
Sweet. Jamie, did you check your email?
Yeah, I got a new mail segment theme song from Kimmy. Although I realized like last time I forgot was going to be like the final time that I would use this the normal Yoppie Mail, the original Yoppie Mail theme, and so we kind of butchered it. So I wanted to give myself one more go at it, and then I'll play the new one. It'll be this transitional moment, the passing of the torch. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. Well, let's hear. I'm sure it's something good. I want to hear your.
Well, this is
Yoppie.
the lyrics that I came up with like shortly after introducing this, and then I just kept changing it every time because I felt like I needed to. But this is what's intended. Okay.
Okay.
And we're gonna one last time here.
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time.
That yop had one small extra yop put it over.
Here's the yop, it never stops. It makes me wanna pop my top. Yop, 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 Yoppie Mail. Thank you. That's the last time we're ever potentially going. And maybe Kimmy's thing sucks. I don't know.
Maybe it does.
You've
Pop
heard
your
it.
top?
Makes me want to pop my top.
What's that mean?
Yeah, I think you know.
Oh, like a cork, like a. Right?
Do I need to explain?
Apparently.
Are you an old man?
Yes.
Okay, we have a new Yoppie Mail theme from Kimmy. I have not heard it yet. The email in all caps even says, "Don't listen, okay?" And I haven't.
I hope the audio levels at least are like, if you play it and it's like blasting, then like you could stop, adjust or whatever.
Okay.
And, I'm also hoping that the mastering is okay on it. It was
Everyone's going to be judging this, not just me. Everyone, all the listeners are hearing
It's
this
true,
for the first
but
time
listener, we want to hear your mail about the mail song from dear listener Kimmy.
There's a whole 787 kilobytes. That's crazy.
It's like 12 seconds long.
Okay, well then that's shorter than the one I just played, so that's good. Okay, I'm clicking it.
Click it.
We drop
What we drop?
our weekly yaps
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box.
First,
There sure was a lot.
now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all
At least I am.
just Dylan Paula.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I love that. That's awesome. Thank you, Kimmy. Oh, that's so good. I want to listen to it again. I want to play it again.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
We drop
What we drop?
our weekly yaps
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box.
First,
There sure was a lot.
now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all
At least I am.
just Dylan Paula.
Is that supposed to be a Dylan Pollock filter? Or is it just like a witness protection filter for all Dylan Pollocks?
I think that's a Dylan Pollock sock puppet account, like auto-generated speech thing.
Okay.
I think it's what my brain landed on for that.
That's so good. Thank you, both of you, because I'm sure you did all the stuff, the twinkles.
I did the
The spice.
I had my producer hat on, but I didn't
Yeah.
play anything or anything.
Yeah.
That was all Kimmy. She
good.
put some major brain times and some good strummies in on that. So good job.
I really like I'm very touched by that because it feels like a personal, like, not only is it Kimmy, it's someone that listens to the podcast. It's like a I didn't make it kind of a deal. Like that's the shit that I've been waiting for with this podcast is like, and it has happened a few times with just like the way people submit voice messages in a very creative, well produced way or whatever. But like, just like, I don't know. I listened to for a long time the Weekly Planet. It's two Australian guys just talk about movies and pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
And they had like every little segment of their podcast had a user submitted theme song to it. And I was always like super jealous of that there were people that were like that into the podcast and that like in the culture around it and stuff that is just a thing. And it's a thing. It's just becoming a thing. Thank you, Kimmy. So, yeah.
Man, we must be famous now or something.
Yeah, we must be famous that your roommate that's been your roommate this whole podcast and much longer prior submitted a song.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kimmy. It's
Famous.
good. I'm also glad that, like, because you guys were texting me about, like, or Kimmy was asking us for names of common commenters, and then we're going to include those in the thing originally. And at first I was like, oh, that's a good idea. That'd be really funny. But then I was like, oh, what if some of those people stop commenting eventually? Or what if other people that we don't say feel left out and whatever? So I'm sort of glad that only Dylan Pollock is mentioned because that feels right, because everyone is Dylan Pollock.
Well, now we have Dylan roped in for the long term, and I hope he showed Giselle that song. I'm sure he has.
Hey, we said her name. We just had Dylan on the call last night for Patreon, and he was like, yeah, every time you say Jizzle, she's like, Dylan, are you doing that on purpose? I was like, I don't think we've said it for a while, but now we have. Now it's part of it.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, well, actual mail. Thank you again, Kimmy. I look forward to playing that forever. I got a couple chartable updates for you.
Ooh.
We're up 2 points in Mexico TV reviews.
Yes.
We're at 219 now.
Oh.
And we have stayed at a cool 198 on USA TV reviews. So
I mean,
that's
all things considered, that's not that bad.
Yeah, it's still not bad. We have a handful of emails and voice messages and stuff because, as everyone knows, this is a week later than normal, so people had more time to send stuff in. This is from Tim R. Concise catch-up feedback. Salutations, Jolly James and Brian the Badass. I like those ones.
Whoa, yeah.
Like I'm just jolly and you're a badass.
I'm a badass.
That seems right. Apologies for not sending in feedback the past few weeks. Just, life. Don't apologize. rest assured, because I just know it was such a big concern that must have been keeping you up at night. I still love the show. Just know that I'm here. I'm not dead. I'm listening and continue to love the show. That's good, Tim. Awesome. Still appreciate the time and effort you guys take out of your lives to entertain us by talking 30-year-old superhero cartoons. Something tangentially related to the DCAU, kind of, sort of, but not really. The new WB Multiverses game came out, like versus, like with a U. Oh. It's like a Super Smash Brothers with Warner Brothers characters.
Oh,
it features Kevin Conroy as Batman along with an animated series costume for him. Will it canon? I don't know what systems you guys may have, but it's free to play, and I know the Watchtower has a Twitch channel. I'm just saying. Yeah, we definitely need to play that. It's mostly, I've had a few people ask me, it's mostly the story finale stuff that's holding me back. As soon as that's out and done, we'll be doing all sorts of normal things again.
Just really gotta finale this finale.
Yeah, exactly. This is from Scotty Cameron. Raw Joker cheeseburger bag meat, and where was Batman this entire episode? Greetings, Yoppie dudes. Hope all is well with you. Broderick Lees will be seeing 2 good episodes back to back with to wash the taste of what is reality out of his mouth. I love the dynamic between Harley and Ivy, how the pair of them work together makes them Gotham's most wanted. Really, my only complaint, and this is probably a me thing, is that Batman is completely absent for like 90% of the episode. Wouldn't it have made more sense to show how dangerous the pairing of Harley and Ivy is if they're shown besting Batman and the GCPD instead of only the GCPD? I mean, Batman's involvement in the episode boils down to stopping the Joker and not resolving the episode's main conflict. Mm-hmm. His only role in the main conflict is getting captured by the duo, not apprehending them afterward. It always comes to mind when I think of Batman's usefulness.
I think we said as much. Also, that wasn't the only one of those useless Batman episodes that we watched over the block.
Correct. Yeah. A much less Batman present episode right shortly afterward. This is from the Sewer King. Okay.
No.
Hey, Yoppie dudes. It is I once again, your master, your teacher, your leader, your king. Harley and Ivy should tell you that the Joker is a terrible criminal mastermind. Yes, he is. He allows Harley to disappear under his watch and never notices until she upstages him. If it were me, I would have asked Harley to pass me an item of food and then notice that Harley isn't the one passing the food. Once it happens, I would yell, "There will be nothing to eat until Harley is found. Now out with you." Yes, I would. Then my mean, would capture Harley and Ivy, and then it would be feeding time for my pretties. I'd do that evil bat's job for him after that costume freak frightened my beloved children. Stay, Yoppie. Thank you, Sewer King. We will stay Yoppie.
Oh, Sewer King, you're the worst.
You make me embody the Sewer King. Please stop.
I think that's the worst of it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be the Sewer King.
I think what I meant by "I hate you, Sewer King" is, Jamie, I hate you when you play the Sewer King.
Thank you. I hate me when I play the Sewer King also. Keen Machine, Harley and Ivy. Face it, boys, you didn't think you would enjoy an episode about 2 mere women now, did you? Oh. Just kidding. This episode is so iconic, and I'm always impressed by how much I enjoy it. Each time I rewatch it, it's always interesting to see Joker play a secondary character rather than the main antagonist. It makes him all the more rounded of a character.
True.
P.S. I'm glad you enjoyed my Keen commercial last week. I also appreciated all the kind words from my fellow listeners. Keep it keen. And then here is the voice message.
Greetings, James and Brian. Okay, so actually I was going to try and keep this one short this week because I was a little long last week, and plus, I mean, come on, people heard a lot of my voice, and I don't want people to get tired of my voice because on a podcast, that's all you have. But then this week's episode was Harley and Ivy, which of course makes me think of the Christmas carol, The Holly and the Ivy, and then this happened.
It's Harley and it's Ivy in their Queens of Crime debut. And it is short, its legacy is a pleasure just to view.
Am I annoying? Yes. Am I aware? Also yes. Anyway, this episode is great. It holds up well. It's a really nice written story by Paul Dini again. 2 Paul Dini stories back to back. Isn't that amazing? It's great for Harley Quinn's character. It's great for the DCAU, and it's very important to DC Comics as a whole. I hope you enjoyed it. I always enjoyed this one. It's fun to go back to and watch. That is all. Keep it keen. Look at that. I made it within 3 seconds of a minute. And now I've just lost them again.
Yeah, I know Brian really enjoyed the animation for one in this episode.
Can we talk about that just Keen now just pulling together choirs or at least duets.
Yeah. There must have been multiple people there, and not Keen recorded several times.
Oh, I guess that could have been. I didn't really. I guess.
What, did you actually not register that?
No, I thought it was two people.
No, I'm sure that's him twice.
I was listening to the like the words and the harmonies, not necessarily paying attention to the voicings, but I think when you were talking about the show, that Australian talk show thing, I forgot the name
Weekly
of
Planet.
Weekly Planet. Saying about people like doing more creative things. Well, like there you go. We're like ramping up in a good way.
Yeah. I said last time now, like Keen is now forced to one up himself on the Yoppie Mail segment. I don't have to do it anymore. I just get to let Kimmy sing at me instead.
Yay!
It's much better. This is from Dylan Pollock of all people. Thoughts of the leak. Get it? 'Cause Ivy.
Oh my God. Dylan.
Time for the thoughts of the week with Dylan Pollock on Harley and Ivy, where those two seem to have chemistry, but I doubt we'll ever see more of them together. Hey, James and her and bitch. Hey, is Boyd Kirkland's return, resurrected after his death at the bare hands of James. Happy Beataz Easter to all. So, is this the first time we get a hint of Harley being Jewish because she uses the Yiddish word plots? Also, I just noticed Ivy, makes that meal with the chard and the beet juice. You would think that Ivy, with her love of plants, would be on that like carnivore diet, only eating meat and like maybe people. I don't know.
I thought about that.
Also, Elon Musk should probably contact Batman to see how to properly make an automatic car. So, I got to get to that question of the week, James's favorite part.
Yeah,
it is.
In Ivy's honor, what is the best tasting vegetable and what is the worst? To me, I think the best is probably between broccoli and carrots. The worst is, oh my God, what do you call it? Not cauliflower. Brussels sprouts. That's it. Brussels sprouts are trash. All right. You guys, what do you think?
Brussels sprouts are actually dank, and I've been sleeping on them.
It depends on how they're cooked.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know. Cucumbers are pretty good. I like cucumbers. Does that count?
What's your least favorite?
Corn.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Maybe we've not talked about the corn thing. I don't like corn, and everyone goes, "What? How can you not like corn? This corn sucks." Okay.
It's not the best. I'll side with you there. It's all about like the butter and the salt and pepper for me, and the corn is just kind of like
I will like die on this hill because there are so many different ways to cook corn, and so many different ways to eat corn, and like how it's prepared or how it's served to you or whatever, and none of them have ever been good to me. Like the main thing is everyone goes like, "What? How can you not like corn? Because corn is in everything, and like corn chips and corn blah 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 blah." I'm like, yes, I understand those things don't taste like corn or have the texture of corn or are corn. They have been transmogrified.
I hear that.
Could go on, but
I think from I feel like my favorite is probably like, I feel like I have all these cop-outs because first I was like, oh, I love rice. I don't think rice is technically a grain.
No.
So it's not a vegetable. And then I'm like, oh, I really like mushrooms. And I'm like, wait, no, that's like a fungus. That's not a vegetable. I love
peppers or something, maybe.
I mean, I'm a sucker for peppers. I actually just had, again, I'm trying to, I think you saw my dry garden that I was growing in the back.
Yeah, you told me about the jalapeno that was way too hot because you didn't water it.
Oh my God. I had some more. I had like 5 slices of jalapeno in the ramen I made this afternoon, and similarly, it was just like, these are like transparently thin and they're still the spiciest things ever.
The little like, have you seen the Mickey and the Beanstalk cartoon from like the 60s or 70s or something, and like they're like trying to share like one little bean, and they like slice this transparent piece that's what I'm imagining with you. Just okay, maybe this no.
That's pretty accurate. But yeah, favorite probably somewhere in there, or like maybe in the squash family. I love what you can do with zucchini. Least favorite, beets.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand a beet.
Oh.
What the hell was that?
That was your voice.
Interesting.
I can't stand beets. Hardak malfunctioning.
Yeah, beets. It's just, that's a flavor I can't get behind or around or near. It's just way too much.
The Poison Ivy video that you're not allowed to watch until we're completely done with this podcast talks about the whole her eating vegetables or not eating vegetables deal. Like I go into that quite a bit, like as much as you possibly can on the subject, because there'll be other times where she's only eating meat and not vegetables, or vice versa, or whatever. So people were pointing out like, oh, there are plants that eat other plants, like there's carnivorous plants, and I'm like, okay. What's the point? What's your point? So I don't know. It does seem weird for her to be like, no, plants, don't touch plants. They're great. And then I will eat them.
Eat plants.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well. GCN Musical Minute from Jordan Bloom.
Nice transition.
Yeah.
It's GCN, Gotham City News with Jack Ryder. Tonight's top story, it's Girls' Night Out, as Poison Ivy and a clown girl whose name I, Jack Ryder, do not yet know, commit a series of criminal hijinks across the city. Also, a toxic waste dump exploded just outside the city, and as the smoke cloud descends upon us, I'm sure we are all going to get cancer, which at this point just feels like divine punishment for all of us still living here. Now over to the music. The thing I liked most about this episode was the leitmotif that they came up with for Harley and Ivy's little mischief. It had a lot of the similar whimsical tone of the Joker theme. I really liked it. Also, we get to hear the Poison Ivy theme just once when she first appears, and I thought that was pretty fun.
Good ear.
Yeah,
as always.
I mentioned that too about the music.
Yeah, you got a good ear too, Jamie. God.
Okay. I do enjoy that. Jordan Bloomin is taking on the character of Jack Ryder, who we won't meet for a very long time. I think you probably just assumed this is a made-up name that he's put in. Yeah.
I, Brian Manili, have no connection to who Jack Ryder might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scarface Nate, last voice message.
Hey, James. Hey, Bay.
Hey.
It's time for an infamous episode in B-Test. The start of an iconic duo to go from partners to partners, if you catch my drift.
I do.
I will admit, this episode's enjoyable. The animation's very fluid, detailed, and expressive. The motif they have for Harley and Ivy is pretty nice.
Oh,
but
yes.
The whole heavy-handed tone of men versus women thing in this episode doesn't make me want to call it great. Look, I get it. Pamela's thing is that she's very anti-men. I get it. But it just feels very heavy-handed and forced sometimes in this episode. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm stupid. I still like the episode, though. I enjoy it. Also, I like Rocco Henshaw returning as Joker's henchman. Well, the sort of main henchman in this episode. I like it. Stay obby.
No, you're not stupid. These are good. I enjoy all of the voice message, all of the listener. I get what you're saying about the man-woman, the like heavy-handedness. I think it's like just kind of supposed to be a little bit comically past where it should be because it's a comic book supervillain. But yeah,
I feel like we also had a conversation at some point about the kind of like sexism that came out of Poison Ivy at that one point, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, listening back even, I still didn't fully get why you thought it was out of place, but maybe the listener will agree, and I'm the stupid one.
It was the idea that she's usually like pretty like socially sound, and then she just says something like very overtly sexist to Batman, like, oh, well, I guess you wouldn't think you'd get caught by two girls or whatever. Like,
yeah, I just still don't get why that's weird.
I know.
That feels normal to me. I don't know.
Okay. I just didn't see her, like, I always saw her points as very, like, valid, and that one seems to be a little misguided and sexist.
I hear you. I feel like it's funny that we've had, like, there was this episode has us, like, disagreeing more than a usual episode, like the animation, that little thing, and like it reminded me that Maddie had texted me last night about just saying you got to get Brian to rewatch On Leather Wings. I just turned it on because I got that podcast appearance coming up. They're going to be on a podcast talking about B-Test.
Sweet.
I wanted to freshen up. The episode is just beautiful. I think you'll have a better appreciation for it after having gone through ACOM. The scene where they fly over the blimp, holy shit, cinema. And I had just said, I know!
It's funny because I can actually picture that scene pretty well in my head.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not one who votes just on the art.
Yeah. Well, it made me think like we should try to do some sort of like battle of the top 10, like some kind of like
no way
thing where we go like, okay, we get to defend one episode each or something and why it's our number one or whatever, and then like show it to each other and see if we can change each other's minds on the placement or something. I don't know.
Okay, I can be into that.
You should rewatch it again anyway. Kevin Renke, these are comments on Jump on the Bat-Wagon 46, The Laughing Fish or Raw Joker Cheeseburger Bag Meat on the Podtower YouTube channel. Kevin Renke says, wonderful show covering my favorite Joker episode, everyone. Brian's exclamation of, wait, when did you change my name to bitch? Had to be the hardest random laugh I've had during your run. And Dylan's surprise appearance might be second to that, too. Outstanding season 2 premiere episode. And happy anniversary to you guys. The show was even so good that I listened again for a nice birthday treat today. We're all keen for the machine. Thank you, Kevin. Listening twice. I don't even do that.
Yeah, I've never done that. That's amazing.
Crispy Nats. I remember those VHSs in my house. They were a regular rental option we'd pick from the local Blockbuster. Nice. The Robin VHS, the Riddler VHS.
Yeah,
all
of
good
course.
stuff. Ashley Touchin, this just in, I literally just read the latest issue of Batman Urban Legends, and it includes a sequel to the original Joker Fish story, wherein Batman, Aquaman, and Mira, which is Aquaman's wife, team up to deal with the ecological aftermath of the Joker Fish. What a coincidence.
Really?
So you were onto something, I guess.
Oh my God. Okay.
You should be pitching to DC Comics.
I should.
Tip Tapricot. It was a delight to have Keen on the show, and huge kudos to that message. We love a crossover within a crossover. Didn't have a time for a voice message this week because I'm in the middle of a busy move.
Oh,
Here are
shoot.
some contemplations anyway. I love how much of a classic villain meet cute Harley and Ivy is. It hits all the beats just short of them actually getting together and unknowingly introduces one of the biggest DC relationships for future projects, which is so cool to see. Some of the girl power moments felt very heavy-handed or written by a man.
Hey.
Okay, I guess it wasn't just Scarface's name. But Ivy also had ginormous big dick energy overall, so I can represent it. Respect it, Jesus. Either way, probably. I think it was cool that this wasn't really a Batman episode, as he came in over halfway through. It was fun to have a relationship study of different characters for a change. And lastly, unless this was Dylan's question, in your opinion, does it make more sense for Ivy to only eat plants because she's a plant lady, or to only eat meat because she loves plants so much? Hopefully talk audibly next week. See ya. Rewind a couple minutes and we talked about it. And it wasn't Dylan's question, but it was mentioned in Dylan's message.
Yeah, well done.
Scrudge. Hello, James and Brian. Long time the listener, first time caller.
What's up, Scrudge?
Scrudge.
How do you spell Scrudge?
Scrudge.
Oh, Scrudge.
Scrudge. You know, like Scrudge. It gets brought up in this episode that Bullock references the Bat computer, similar to how the kids and I've got Batman in my basement are somehow aware of the Batcave. I think these parts of the Batman mythos are often treated as sort of fourth wall breaking nods for the audience, like how characters in this universe will often reference the Superman radio intro by saying stuff like, it's a bird, it's a plane, etc. However, my headcanon for the Batcave situation specifically is that at some point there was an off-screen adventure where some villain ended up inside the Batcave without realizing that it's directly beneath Wayne Manor and disseminated its existence to the public. Something similar to this happens in the Dark Victory comic, for example, the sequel to The Long Halloween. In some Batman stories, Bruce will just blindfold someone and bring them to the cave, like in the 66 Adam West movie. So it seems probable enough that the existence of the Batcave and by extension some of Batman's equipment, like the Batcomputer, would become more or less common knowledge. It does seem weird, however, that no one references the giant T-Rex animatronic that Batman has. That seems like something people would be confused about. I'm sorry to Brian if this is a spoiler. I don't know when the T-Rex shows up.
I was just going to ask.
It's technically there already, but we haven't seen it. It's among the giant penny as like the trophies of Batman shit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
And also, Scrudge, good points.
Yeah.
Actually. Because I otherwise don't know how.
Yeah, as long as someone's been there.
I guess it could be. Could it be? What if it's Alfred?
Yeah, Alfred's just going to the grocery store and accidentally name dropping Batcave and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been there because I'm friends with Batman. Shit, how do I get out of this? Also, Brian says putting the poison in his meat, which absolutely sounds like some kind of euphemism for something. Why did you say that?
I don't know, but it sounds like something I'd say.
It does, yeah. Pill and Dalek. I guess a guest other than Dylan Pollock. I never agreed to this. Sorry, you're in charge of that. Scarlowy, I can't believe during the books or hip-hop section you didn't mention the Snoop Dogg song Laughin' Fish. I just made that up. Did you believe me? I did for a second, yeah. Brian Ford, thanks for the applause, boys, and I'm glad that Hey Baby is a universal for band people. I will take on the challenge of Coltrane's Giant Steps, but maybe as a cool jazz rendition, a.k.a. like quarter tempo, because holy crap, Coltrane is fast.
Yeah, he's
that's
a
true.
madman.
Good luck, yeah.
But
yeah, he's going to do it, though, apparently.
That'd be great.
Jake Barrett, believe it or not, I am the only, forget about Ashley Tutchin, real Australian.
Okay.
Banana Man says...
Okay.
KM says, I think I would have named the show Batman Animated the Series, so it could be BATS. It wouldn't have made sense, but I got Bats.
Yeah.
You idiot. Brian, you had a confused.
I had a dyslexia happen, and sometimes... like spelling out words. When you said it, my brain said BTAS. And I was like, that's what it is. And then you said bats, and I was like, oh, he must not have said it that way.
Series, the animated bat. Stab. I really love Harvey and Ivy. It was a great episode about how Two-Face and Poison Ivy go on a crime spree while Harvey Bullock tries to catch them. This episode is a great title, but unfortunately Dong Yang made a terrible typo and wrote the name as Harley and Ivy in the title card. Therefore, everyone thinks that's the name of the episode. That
Too bad.
Does suck, yeah.
Actually, it's supposed to be Harley and Ivy and Harvey. Or Harvey and Harvey and Ivy
Harley
and
Harvey.
Harvey and Ivy.
Yeah.
Force Company.
Harley and Harvey and Harvey. No. This new title implies the episode is about Harley Quinn, but that's simply not right. All jokes aside, I really love this episode. It started a beautiful pairing that continues throughout comics, and is our first look into abusive relationships between Harley and Joker. I find Joker interesting in the episode. He usually does evil but theatrical stuff. But he's abusing and beating his girlfriend in this episode. Those scenes are not meant to be comedic scenes. In a way, this is the worst thing Joker has done up until this point. His other schemes involve killing lots of people. Doesn't disturb me as much because those are really exaggerated and cartoony. But mistreating his girlfriend is a really common kind of evil, and because of that, it disturbs me more than most of the worst things he does throughout the DCAU. I can agree with that. It felt very icky to see him just like throwing her out the door and slapping her and stuff like that.
There's also a kind of, I don't know, you'd say thing that Eddie Izzard touched on in a comedy long ago about the idea of like, you don't know, like society doesn't know what to do with a person who's like killed Hitler or Pol Pot or whatever, like someone that's killed so many people. You kind of don't really know how to process that. But I think the one-on-one violence just feels a lot more like, for whatever reason, it seems more extreme.
Yeah, even just the like one child, it's this name like has died or whatever, versus like 1 million people got killed. I'm like, wow, that really sucks. But it does feel like more hollow for some reason.
Yeah, just can't grasp it.
Yeah.
So I get that.
That's heavy, GKM. Oh my God. Bye, Kanan. No surprise this episode's so good. It adapts 2 classic stories. It's a great example of adapting 2 really solid episode. My pick for the title card would also be the obvious fish on a table in shadow, but have there be 5 as an allusion to his 5-way revenge, and have them on top of a legal document. Oh yeah, that would be good.
I don't quite understand I do understand the legal document.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Goose. Rip mail time theme. You got to hear it one more time.
Yeah.
Joker's fish teeth are hard. We sure they aren't Jervis fish? Yappie Yappiversary. Also, might I request all my mail be read in German, Doctor? Well, I got all through it. Sorry. Guess not. Whoops. Actually touching again, just chiming in to confirm I am indeed a real Australian. Maybe we Aussie Yoppie dudes should start our own club.
I still also do have Ashley Tutchin is Australian written on my wall about 2 feet to my right. So that's a fact I'm not going to forget anytime soon.
Batgirl Fangirl. I'm still laughing at Keen Machine's voicemail with Dylan's cameo. That was so well made.
Yes.
Me too. Harley and Ivy, it's a credit to how good this episode is that you don't even miss Batman's absence for much of it.
Yeah.
Beautifully wrote, animated, voice acted, and scored. One of the best of the series. But boy, did Joker pull some strange faces during that third act. Yeah, his chin. The last part says, fantastic podcast, Keen, Brian, and James. 5 stars and 5 incorrectly spelt Harleyan diamonds. I'm glad we weren't the only people to notice that.
That's awesome.
Nick Sorensen, out of all the Joker-centric episodes so far, I think this one might be my top favorite of BTAS. I enjoy the episode's premise, and the writing and animation were both pretty top-notch. Owning the Batman animated book really makes me appreciate that shot of Batman inside the Batmobile with the 2-page spread of it they had at the beginning of the book. Some of Batman and Joker's fight at the end even makes me think of how the original pilot for the series was animated. Oh, yeah, it's a little more fluid. I don't think I've showed that to you.
I don't think so either.
It's just this 5-minute thing that's basically the same as the intro on the rooftop, but it's fully the full people and stuff.
Yeah, because I remember asking, or we were talking about it when.
Yeah.
I don't remember, again, if it was on the podcast or not. I think it was.
Canada Animation Company something.
Yeah.
Dylan Pollock, for Harley and Ivy, couldn't fit in voice message. Batman says, next time, clown, when Joker and Harley get away. Do you think he has something like this for each villain? You ain't so fly, Penguin. Why don't you leaf, Ivy? In a while, Killer Croc, Odile. Ain't nobody got time for this Clock King, etc.
I hope so.
Wency209, yes, season 2. I can't believe we're already on season 2 for Jump on the Bat-Wagon. It's a pleasure to be part of this weird little community. Also cool, it's another guest star episode featuring Keen Machine. Happy Yoppie days for everyone involved in this show. Can't wait for you guys to do Harley and Ivy, a.k.a. the best lesbian couple in all of fiction. Yeah, maybe. I haven't read a lot.
You gotta listen to Alice Isn't Dead. I would.
Yes, you had suggested that on some episode.
I know, but still relevant. Dear God, Alice Isn't Dead. Story about a lesbian couple. Just go podcast.
Okay, it. I will. I won't. Lanola Cola, the source of the bad Russian dub of the cat hissing. Deductionist, second. Pee-pee poo-poo can't stop the yop. Pee-pee poo love everything you guys do. Thanks for being you. Now I'm through. Pee-pee poo.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Mark Aquino, snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? Asps, very dangerous. You go first. I'm really stretching it now. Oh well, all my love to Bay brother Brian Brickabrick. Broderick Braggadocio. That's it. That's the mail. Thank you. We go back to the past now.
Like Samurai James.
Samurai Jim Jam. And bitch.
It's after Yoppie Mail. Whoa. Oh, God.
Do we stop that? Do we stop doing that?
We should stop it now.
Oh, fuck. Should I tell you the title of next week's episode, Brian?
You should do nothing but that. Don't breathe. Don't blink. Don't spray hand sanitizer on my eyeball.
But that's the only thing I want to do.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Next week's episode is titled
The Joker's Favor.
Yes, it's the same title as an episode we've already had.
What a twist.
We're all out of episodes and we're starting over. It's called The Mechanic. I have hinted very slightly at this episode a long time ago.
The Mechanic?
Think of...
My thought is that the Joker has a lot of... he has a lot
machines.
of stuff that he makes.
In this episode, he had a phone tracker.
Yeah, which had an automatic receipt printout where the person he's talking to on the phone is.
The Scarecrow is at this place, Joker. And no, that's not what I was going for.
It says the Scarecrow's at this place, Joker. He looks at the printout, it just says East.
That's all the jokes combined. That's every joke on that podcast. The Mechanic. Any ideas?
Yeah.
You're saying it's the guy that makes Joker's stuff is your thought.
Or maybe it's another Hardak episode, but Mechanic. Is it Alfred? It's about Alfred fixing Batman's bullshit?
Maybe.
I'm going to say it's about Alfred fixing Batman's bullshit.
Okay.
It's probably not the
I like that
situation,
idea.
but like that's my creativity for the night.
That's all I got.
Until we listen to the next episode.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Well,
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast.
Everyone,
watch the DCAU and stuff.
Thanks for singing along with us every time we sang that Jimmy.
Yeah,
Eat World.
I know that you sang every time.
I hope somebody did by the end of it. I hope they're just like, we're doing it. Like, I'm fully invested.
If you want to reach out to us, like the fire hand at the end of the Cat in the Claw Part 2, you can email us at podcast@watchtowerdatabase.com. You can also send us one single voice message by going to anchor.fm/Bat-Wagon. That's not ever, that's per week. But if you want to just give it your all in 1 60-second go, that's fine too. You can leave us a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel and subscribe for new DCAU podcasts every week.
You can also go in your listening app if it's got a rating thing and rate it, because like the last time we said that, I noticed there was like a noticeable jump in people being like, oh, I can like 5-star this. So
you can 5-star on the Spotify, the Apple Podcasts, the wherever else, probably.
You could like thumbs up on the Podtower. Like
you could leave a written review, and if it's on Apple Podcasts, I'll see it. I don't have Spotify because I am old. But not as old as Brian.
I listen on Spotify now.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize you could do written
look.
reviews.
I don't know. See, I don't even know. You can do it on iTunes, not iTunes.
You can write a written review to podcast at watchtowerdatabase.com.
Yeah, and just be like, this fucking they keep shouting the Jimmy Eats World song and it's pissing me off. Stop it.
You could also handwrite a letter and send it to Jamie. I wish I could remember your address.
Don't remember it.
Is your street the name of a dude or something?
I suppose you could say so, yeah.
Like a last name of a dude.
When his name starts with J and rhymes with one of the 50 states. Massachusetts. New York. Anyway, new episodes of the podcast are out every Friday on the Podtower YouTube channel, as well as your favorite podcast feed like Spotify or whatever. And watchtowerdatabase.com.
Yeah.
We updated the website, and by we, I mean Mark updated the website.
Mark Aquino?
No, Mark Martinez.
Oh.
Updated the website so that the podcast episodes just automatically feed onto the homepage. You can just play them from the website.
That is nearly impossible.
What?
Yeah.
I can do it right now.
Pay that man $1 million.
Look, I'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do watchtowerdatabase.com.
Watchtowerdatabase.com. I'll do it on my laptop.
Oh,
too.
Okay. Good. I'll prove to you that this is possible. You scroll all the way down. The Laughing Fish or Raw Joker Cheeseburger Bag Meat. See? I'm playing it on my phone.
Wow. Where is it? Scrolling down. Where is it?
Oh, you have like inverted controls even on your...
I have old man controls on my laptop.
You go down to go up.
Where's the pod?
It's at the bottom.
At the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to put some graphics up there. I went right by that. That looks like contact information bullshit.
Well, tell Mark, okay?
Mark
Aquino.
You got to put that.
You got to edit the website. That's the episode of the podcast. Stop listening now. Bye.
Wait.
No.
Wait. Oh, Friday, September 2nd. That's when the show opens.
Oh, so that's not when this comes out at all. That's like slightly less than a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have my dates confused. Anyway.
Goodbye.
Bye.
That's it. Next time I start a gang, no women. Do you hear me? No women!
I think we can still work it out. Don't you?